I dare you to work on yourself for 6 months. I dare you to shut out the world. I dare you to shut out all the distractions. I dare you to give up everything that is keeping you from your dream. If you have a dream, don't just sit there. Get your ass up and make something happen. Sometimes you just have to move. Do something.
Everyone loves a transformation where you see someone set a goal and they achieve it. If people are just nice to you all the time, you're not doing right. But now I'm at that level to where anything I'm making from now is profit. Like the money they charge for what the product is, it's ridiculous. I just think anything's achievable. Like anyone could be a millionaire.
So you started this challenge about like 18 months ago, right? As I can see on YouTube, or it was earlier?
It was this time last year. It was February 2021. Yeah, that's when I started it.
1 year ago. So how did it all start? So did you go on TikTok?
Yes,
how did you decide to do this challenge?
It started. I saw the TikToks, like I say, but I'm not really much of a TikTok person. I've always done YouTube. So I just kind of saw it as an opportunity because I'd already started my channel, and I just thought it'd be a good video, but it was totally spontaneous. I literally just shot it one evening, edited it, and uploaded it, and so there wasn't that much process behind it, and I had no idea it was going to blow up like the way it did. Otherwise, I probably would have made it a little bit better. But yeah, just kind of that's where I got the inspiration from, and then, like I say, I thought of goals that were attainable that I wanted to achieve. And I just thought if I put it out there, I know I'll do it. And that was the process.
So there was no any longer preparation. It was more of a spontaneous thing.
Very spontaneous. Yeah. It was like in a day, I just did it. I'm like that. I'm very spontaneous. I just kind of, whatever comes to my mind, I'm like, right, just do it. Just don't think about it, just do it. So, yeah.
And those 3 goals that you had for yourself, also, they are all connected to the self. So like myself, my business, my YouTube. Can you tell me a little bit more? So I watched your videos, so I know what the goals were, but so the viewers don't know. So can you please tell me a little bit more about those 3 goals?
Yeah, so for myself, it was like a fitness goal. I knew I wanted to get into a lot better shape than what I was in. I knew I'd been slacking. I'm sure a lot of people did in 2020. It was a weird year, wasn't it, for everyone, with gyms opening sporadically, stuff like that. So
I gained 13 kilograms, just to share with you.
13 kilograms, yeah.
1-3.
Yeah, I think I did 12, 2 stone. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Crazy. But just because you're sitting at home, just that's
absolutely.
It.
Yeah. So I just knew, I was like, if get back into shape, get back into a routine of training. So that was basically the goal for myself. And then the second goal was to launch the jewelry brand that I had the idea for. That was when the pandemic started. And I just really wanted to accelerate things with that. So I was like, right, give myself an end date. And I was like, right, summer 2021, sorry, I'll make sure that I launch it by then. Because things like that can just go on forever. Because it's like you're chasing perfection in a place that there is no perfection, if you know what I mean. Like, you want everything to be perfect, but sometimes you've just got to just be like, right, let's just go and launch, and then like learn as we go. So that was the second one, was the jewelry, which I did do, and I'm still doing it now. It's still fully flowing. And obviously that's the beauty of being down here at Manchester. There's a lot more opportunity now to get that brand out there. And I've got a few meetings coming up this month to like get the jewelry into retailers. So that's the next goal for that. And then yeah, thirdly was the YouTube channel. I've always loved YouTube, creating content, and I just wanted to make it a consistent part of my life. So I just set the goal to do a minimum of 2 videos a month, but I think I ended up doing 1 a week. I did quite a few. I think I unlisted quite a few of them a few weeks ago because I wasn't that happy with them. But yeah, just like I say, getting a good habit of just like I say putting out content, and this is the perfect example of like why you should just, if you've got an idea, just make the content, because who would have known that video was going to just blow up and then I would get these subscribers. It's just it's crazy. So yeah, that was the goals, and yeah.
And was it hard to stick to those 3 goals? Because usually we have a lot of things going on and a lot of ideas that we want to achieve this and this and that. Was it hard to stick, to limit yourself to only 3? Did you hesitate about it?
Absolutely, it was. Yeah, I think probably the one I found the most challenging was to get into shape for myself, because you know what it's like when you've got a busy life and you're working 40 hours a week, and then you're spending your evenings, like especially when you're in a relationship, because you got a partner who you're trying to see, and then you're trying to like do other stuff with your life, and then trying to do the business and stuff like that. So then fitness usually falls to the end, doesn't it? Like it's like the gym always can get like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. So that was the one thing where I found it hard to like, I made myself, I was like, you're going for a run, you're going to go to the weight, like do the weights, things like that. So it was quite hard to stick to, but I'd say that was definitely the most difficult one to do, just because it's like physical activity every single day for 6 months. It's like, it's a lot, isn't it? Like to stick to, but yeah.
So, okay, so 3 goals, and you have achieved them all at the end of the challenge, all of them. But what was, you said the hardest one was the physical one, the
Yes,
exercising,
yeah.
but usually, like in general, what challenges, what did you find the hardest when you were during this 6 months?
It was just keeping on track, pretty much. It was just, it was weird because as time progressed, that video was getting more and more views and comments. So it kept us on track, because I was like, oh, I've got to do this follow-up video now. Whereas if that video probably's only got 1,000 views or something, I might have just said, oh, I'm not bothering with it. But because it just kept getting the growth and people saying, oh, I can't wait to see the results, I was like, I'm gonna have to stick to this. So that did make it a bit easier to keep on track, because like I knew I had to present something at the end of these 6 months. So I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah, like there was a lot of challenges, but everything was it was achievable to keep on track, as long as you just, like I say, you just got to keep motivated. And yeah, that YouTube video motivated me to like the comments. I was like, right, I've got to keep going.
So the fact that you posted the video, it motivated you actually more too, because you felt responsible.
Absolutely. I felt like I had an obligation to fulfill. Yeah, like it was. Like I say, that's what I say to anyone now. Like, if you do have a goal, and I'm not trying to sound like a guru here, but if I genuinely believe, if you do write it down on a piece of paper, and like you will do it, because you're like reminded by it. Whereas if it's in the notes on your phone and stuff, you wouldn't look at it again. Whereas that piece of paper, I had it with us for like 6 months. I took it everywhere to like, just so I wouldn't forget, so I'd like keep on track.
And it's very interesting, because at the end at the beginning, when you just posted it, you had 10 subscribers. And
Yes.
now you have 10,300 something subscribers. So how many views did this video actually have? This video that you just recorded in your bedroom?
I think it's on 602,000 now, I believe. So yeah, it's past 500,000, which is pretty crazy.
It's pretty crazy. How fast was it getting views?
It went through in May. I just went through this spike in May where it was getting 40,000 views a day. And I got to the point where I think in one day I got 1,000 subscribers in one day, and I was like, what's going on? But that was, yeah, it was like, it didn't really do much for the first few months, and then May and June it just spiked massively. And then now it's just like trickling along, getting, I don't know, say like 1,000 or something views a day. But it's had its peak. It's went through the algorithm, and now it's out of it. But yeah, it peaked for a while, for like a good 2 months. Yeah, it's crazy.
And why do you think it happened with this type of a video? Because everyone wants to change their life, or what is your opinion about it?
I think you know what it's like when you say about the TikTok, like how popular are them videos where people show transformations. Everyone loves a transformation where they see someone set a goal and they achieve it. And I love watching them. I watch them all the time because I just think, oh, it does motivate. I think we are in this culture now where everyone wants to just do better constantly, because like nothing's been like, things are so accessible now. I just think anything's achievable. Like anyone could be a millionaire in this day and age, realistically, if they just put their mind to something and they're clever about it. So I just think everyone now is just constantly wanting to be a better person, which is great. It's mint. But I think that's why I think people are just constantly wanting to just like, how big's like self-growth now. Like everyone's reading books about it, like development. I just think it's just in the last few years it's blown up massively, that sphere of like self-improvement and just wanting to do better for yourself.
You know what surprised me? That this first video that you posted disappeared for 6 months. It has so many views, but the second one, which you posted, so you posted in the like during the last one, when you achieved those goals, it didn't get so many views as the first one. How do you explain it to yourself? Why?
I think it's all it is the first video got in the YouTube algorithm, and it was just getting recommended to everyone. And it's as simple as this: the more people that interact with a video, the more YouTube will push it to people. Whereas if a video doesn't get that initial reaction, it just kind of, I knew it wouldn't get nowhere near as many views, and it didn't disappoint us at all, because YouTube's weird. Like, I think how on Instagram you post a picture and a day later it's forgotten about. YouTube videos can go viral like 5 years after they were uploaded. So I still think it could easily get 100,000 views in a year's time. But I'm not that interested. It was more for myself, the second video, really, just to like say like, oh yeah, I did it. So I didn't put too much stock into like, oh, it has to get so many views, because it is what it is. Like, yeah.
Just from my point of view, it's more interesting when people share how they have achieved, not their intentions to do something, but how they have achieved.
Very true. Yes.
That's why it surprised me that it got less views than the video about intentions.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, the size of the video. The first video was only 2 minutes something. People are a lot more likely to click on a video that's 2 minutes long opposed to 15 minutes long. It's just the way it is. With YouTube and stuff. But yeah, like I say, yeah, it's what it is. I'm still happy with it, and like I say, there's still time. YouTube's weird like that. It can all of a sudden the video can just take off. So
it gives all us hope that whatever we posted 5 years ago can still bring us millions.
Absolutely. Could be a good thing. It could be detrimental though as well, because there's a lot of stuff from 5 years ago people wouldn't want to go viral, but it could. Like,
we can dream.
That's it. Yeah.
Are you already monetized on YouTube or not?
Yeah, monetized.
You are.
Yeah.
So basically, this threshold to have 1,000 subscribers and how many
4,000 hours
4,000.
of time.
So you achieved this just with one video. So I would, and you're not the only one, because actually some people share that this is a way to succeed on YouTube, at least not to succeed, but at least to, let's say, overcome this first threshold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So would you say this is a way to get monetized, to like post some viral video? So based on your experience, right?
Absolutely, if you can, but it's so difficult to pick a video and be like, oh, that's going to go viral. It's usually the ones that you don't expect, isn't it? So, but yeah, I mean, if you could do that, but I've kind of like, it is like the easy way that I've done it. Not the easy way, but a lot of people's takes years to get to that point, and I did feel like I got to it like super quick, and I was like, oh, I was like, okay, but.
Yeah, because you can post for weeks and weeks and months and months and months, and nothing is happening, and then just one video and boom.
I think like YouTube, in my opinion, it doesn't even matter what the content is. For all, like, I want to put out as good as content as possible. It's all about the thumbnail and the title. If you've got a good thumbnail on a video, it's I'll spend just as long making a thumbnail as I would editing a video, because I know how much like I've went to the point where I've made like 15, 20 thumbnails for a video, like, to decide which is the best one. Because I just know, like, I look at videos that are like viral or do really well, and they all have like a common theme, like Mr. Beast, for example. Like, if you look at his thumbnails, they all have a set style, and I just think if you can nail that, you're a lot more susceptible to go viral, in my opinion. Like, if you've got a good thumbnail, good title, and obviously if the content's good, then that's a bonus. But yeah,
so basically something that people click on, and even if the content is not that great, people already clicked on that, and you get the,
that's it. Yeah.
That's not very fair, but it brings results.
I know it's not. It's just that's YouTube, though. That's the game of it. It's all about the thumbnail and the title.
But I believe in case of your video, people watched it really, not just clicked on that. And
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think people will have. I think it was quite engaging, and with it only being 2 minutes, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'll watch the whole thing." The watch time on it, because obviously I can see the analytics. The watch time on it's really good. Like, it's well over a minute, which is great. If you can get your watch time to like 60 or 70% of a video, that's awesome. So yeah, but it's just because it's a short video. So
okay, and so you have achieved all those 3 goals, and I would like to ask you, how did you feel psychologically before you have achieved them, and after those 3 months? What was the difference in you as a person?
I don't know, really. I think obviously it was weird. At first, when I first posted it, I felt like very motivated, and I was like, because 6 months is a long time, so I was like, oh, 6 months. And then as the months were going by, I was like, I felt the pressure a little bit. I was like, oh. But like I say, you have to really to keep pushing to feel that pressure. But there was some points where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. But yeah. And then it was just a sense of relief once I uploaded the video. I couldn't wait to get over it. I went on a hiatus from YouTube afterwards, because I was like, it just stressed us out so much, that video. But I've got a lot of videos in the bank now ready to post, so I'm ready to get going again.
But would you say that it improved your life, or it helped you to change your life?
Absolutely, because it just fulfills that sense of, oh, whatever I say I'm going to do, I will do. And I think it's a really good quality to have as a person. Like, we're all human, but I just think it's just, yeah, like that sense of achievement. It develops you as a person without you even knowing, I think. Because it's so easy to say you're going to do something and not do it. So I just think it's just good when you do fulfill your obligations.
Mhm. Definitely. I totally agree with you. And I have watched all your videos on your channel.
Really?
Even about designing the logo of Olympics, and
Oh,
which is pretty hard for me when I see when people do something like technically, which design is pretty technical, at least for me. I'm always amazed
yeah.
because it's for me, I think I will never achieve achieve any level like that. But anyway, so you post mostly about design, so or
Yes.
at least you posted before mostly about design, and also this disappear for 6 months video, and you have a couple of videos about something else. So I wanted to ask you, in terms of your channel, which way do you plan to go? Do you plan to post more about design or about how to change your life? So which direction do you want to go?
I don't know, you know, this is the crossroads I've been at the last 6 months, because I was like, I don't know what to put. I've kind of put myself into a box. Like, all I wanted to do was design videos because I love it. But then the other videos did so much better than the design videos. So I'm like, I'm caught between the two. But the videos I've got recorded now and the ones I've got planned out for the rest of the year, it is a lot more about like pushing yourself and living a good life, and not like motivational stuff. Just like, I've got a few experiments I want to do, like 30-day trials of certain things. Just kind of, yeah, I don't know. It is a difficult one. I think I'll always post design videos even if they get one view, but I need to do it in a way to like amalgamate the two. But that's just the problem I need to solve, really, because there will be a way to like capture both audiences. But yeah, that's the crossroads I'm at the minute with YouTube.
Yeah, trying to understand which way to go next, or how to combine those.
Yeah, but then
You
sometimes I think it's my channel. I'm like, I should just post whatever I want, and if it doesn't get many views, it doesn't bother me. I do it for myself anyway. So I like doing it. I like creating content. So
you
yeah,
can
just
motivate
see.
people. You can motivate people how to become a designer and how it can
That's
change
very
their
true.
life for the better.
I like that. I like that. Yes.
You love your job. It's obvious from your videos.
Mm.
So how did you become a designer? How did you decide to do it?
Honestly, I did it by accident. It was very weird. Like, when you're 16 years old in England, you leave school and you only have a few options. You either go to college, and then to university, or you get a job, and that's it. So I went to the college fair where you see like all the different like professions, and I literally just went to the graphic design one. I failed art in school. Like, it was the only GCSE I failed, so I wasn't even into art or design really. And then I did it, and then I just fell in love with it, and it's all I've done for the last 10 years. So it's weird. Like, I wish I had some story about, oh, it's like been my passion all my life. I literally, it was by accident. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and then I suppose I got lucky because I love it. But yeah.
What do you like the most and the least about being a designer?
You know, it's weird. It's weird to say, but I'm finding as I'm progressing in my design career, I'm doing a lot less designing and a lot more just talking to clients and meetings and things like that. But I love that because I like people. I like interacting with people. Probably more than sitting at a desk designing for 8 hours. So I'm not saying I don't like designing. Obviously, I love designing, but I can just feel as my career is progressing, I'm going more in like a managerial role, I suppose. Like, I prefer to tell people, like how to, not how to design, but help them become better, opposed to actually sitting at a computer and doing stuff. But I think, yeah, I love all aspects of it. I absolutely love all aspects, but that's what I'm finding as I'm getting older. So yeah.
You're super young.
I'm 26 now. That's it.
I'm 37 and I still hope that I'm young, but you cannot say that you're getting older. don't embarrass me.
No, no, of course not. No, no, no. Well, you look great. You look great anyway.
Thank
So.
you. About the design, also I had one more question. Yeah, I watched your videos about redesigning the logo, for example, the logo of Olympics. And I was, okay, I watched it from the beginning to the end, all those videos, but I was asking myself, what is the target audience for those videos? Because like, what is the point to show people how to redesign a logo? Like for them to repeat it or?
No. So what? Because I used to watch them videos years ago, like of people doing the live designs and stuff. And I think what a lot of designers get from that, it's seeing another designer's thought process. So like when you get given a logo job, you'd think it's just like one straight road, like that's what you do. Like in most professions, there's like 1,000 different ways to approach a logo brief, and everyone has like a different way to do it. So I think a lot of designers and creatives really like to see how because they see the end product. Like say you post a logo on Instagram, a lot of people are more interested to see the process for how you got to that, and that's what I like, because I like to know how people think. And I think that's the target audience really. It's probably young designers who are just wanting to probably develop the skills and think how other designers think to improve their own skills, because that's what I did years ago. Like I used to watch them all the time, and I think it helps you massively, just to get a different perspective. So that's kind of the goals of them videos. It's kind of just to show like your process more than the end result, I suppose.
And you know, when I'm not a technical person myself, the only technical thing I like is editing videos.
All right, yeah.
However, when I'm reading something online and like this windows popping up about something about design, like install this app, do this, do that, so they're always trying to, let's say, push you into like educating yourself about design. I'm just, you know, to be honest, I'm a little bit lost in this. There are so many things all around, these apps and design this, design that. How not to, like, as a random person, not a technical person, what would you advise? How not to get lost in all this loads of information about design?
Like what? Like how to get the best information about it? Is that what you mean? Sorry.
Yeah, for example, they tell you, oh, you can learn how to design your own website, and there are like millions of websites, and I don't know where to go. Everybody has their own ads, and I don't know. Like,
I know what you're saying. There's millions of platforms like Fiverr and stuff like that where you can go and they'll say, oh, we'll do your logo for $20, and it's like, that doesn't work in the real world, because people charge hundreds of thousands for logos, and so it's like, it's one of them. I think you kind of get what you pay for, because everything now they're trying to do it so it's like AI does everything for you. But in my opinion, you don't ever get the same end result. And I know, like you say, like Wix, I do believe like anyone can build a Wix website, because it's like dragging and dropping. And the beauty of YouTube now is there's tutorials for everything. So like anyone can just do it. Like, and I just think, yeah, just go for it. If there's something you need and you don't want to pay someone, like just watch a tutorial and you can build a website or get a logo off Fiverr, like things like that. Like I think everything's just so accessible now.
So you're not getting lost in this loads of information, as I can see. No. So for example, if I want to design a website, I have no idea which of them, because I believe them all. I trust them all, that they're the best, and absolutely, I don't know, it was just interesting to ask you as a designer, like your point of view. If they're all right.
I'll tell you, I can tell you, I'll email you, I'll tell you which are the best ones to use and stuff, because some of them are not the one, but some of them are a lot better than others for usability and things like that. But,
So when you started editing videos for YouTube, it wasn't hard for you technically?
No. I learned all of that at university, the design, like all the video stuff, and I've always done it. So I've always kind of doing video editing and stuff. So yeah, I love that part. I'm the same as you. I absolutely love editing. I just, it's great. I really enjoy it. How does that sound?
But what was the hardest thing about YouTube, about the channel to do?
Probably being consistent. That's the hardest thing. It's like you record a video one night, you spend the next night editing it all, and then you do the thumbnail, you'll upload it, and then you've got to start that cycle all over again. And it's like it is so time consuming, and you've got to keep on top of it. Like that's the thing. I knew in them 6 months I was like, I've got to keep uploading, because if not, people just won't subscribe. It's as simple as that. So yeah, I'd just say, yeah, consistently uploading decent quality content is probably the most challenging thing.
And you personally, what kind of content do you miss on YouTube? What would you like to see which is not there?
What would I like to see that's not on YouTube?
Yeah, what do you think YouTube is missing?
I don't think there's that many designers anymore who do YouTube videos. Like about 5 years ago, it was booming. There was so many people, whereas a lot of people aren't doing it now. And that's kind of why I started, because I was like, oh, I feel like there's a hole in the market to do it. But yeah, I think there's like 10 active designers on YouTube, and I would love to see 1,000, because we'll all just make each other better. Like that's what I would like, because I like that's what I watch. Like I know a lot of people would be like, why would you want to do that? But yeah, I want to see more designers posting.
And what would you like them to talk about? Which topics will be like absolutely attractive for you?
I want to see what they find interesting, what makes them tick, what they like, what they dislike, because it's crazy how much you learn off just getting in the mind of another designer and like bounce off them, and there's little stuff. It's like a never-ending process. You think you've mastered it, but you absolutely like 2%. Like that's how I feel. I feel like every day I just learn something new, and it's like, but I love that. It's what keeps you, like you say, keeps you going. So, but yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I would love to see more designers on YouTube. That's what I'd like to see.
Do you think you will be a designer for your whole life?
Yeah, absolutely. In one way or another, whether it's being a creative director or owning my own design agency, I'll always be attached to this forever. That's it now. I'm not good at anything else.
You're very lucky. You're very lucky to know at this age that you will be in this niche forever. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, life's weird. Life's a trip. Things can change tomorrow, can't they? But in my mind, I don't think there's anything else that I would want to do. Yeah, definitely not. I love it.
And the last question I have about YouTube and design is about the comments that you were getting, because you mentioned that, and I can see that you were getting a lot of comments, and you still are. What surprised you the most about the comments? Like, what new did you learn about people when you were reading the comments?
I couldn't believe how many of them were genuine. Like, when I first started getting them, I was like, oh, these are like bots. Like, and then they would reply to your comments saying like, oh, I'm on month 2 of my thing, and they telling us, and I'm like, this is crazy. It's like creating a little community of everyone just trying to like help each other. The comments were awesome. Like I think I got about like 10 hate comments and like a few thousand like positive comments. It's nice. Like it was just, yeah, it was crazy. I couldn't believe how many genuine people interacted and said like, oh, my goals are so and so, so and so, and I will achieve them by this time. And I was like, that's crazy. I was like, that's amazing. Like, it's nice to see.
Do you remember something particular, like which really, really surprised you? Some comment?
Well, do you know the ones that the best ones is you probably on the follow video, because people have commented on that saying like, oh, I've just finished the challenge as well, and it's like, oh, it's like that's sick, because obviously they'll have started a little bit after me, I suppose. And then yeah, when they say, oh, I've just done it for 6 months, and some of them were really honest, which I really appreciate, because it'd be so easy to lie, and they'd be like, oh, for the last 2 weeks, I've like completely fallen off, but they're like, I'm going to get back on track. And it's like, it's just nice that they're just so genuine and honest about it, because that is probably the only way you will like develop as a person. Probably you just have to be honest with yourself and not lie about it and say, oh, things are going great when they're not. But yeah, that's probably the best thing about them, the comments, definitely.
And how were you able to deal with negative comments?
Oh, they don't bother me. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
You didn't
I
feel
used to comment
sad?
back. No, not at all. Nah, I think if people are just nice to you all the time, you're not doing right. If people are hating on you, you're doing something right. Like, that's good. It's, in my opinion. Obviously, you don't want to get like, you wouldn't want to get like death threats and stuff like that. But like, for people to say, oh, it's cringy and stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's sound. It's freedom of speech. You have your opinion. I think it's great. It doesn't. If a YouTube comment hits your feelings, then there's there's something wrong. It doesn't bother me one
Right.
bit.
And I would like to talk about your business now.
Yeah.
Club, Harrison Club,
Mhm.
the jewelry brand.
Yes.
Tell me about it. How did you get the idea? Is it like you always wanted to do it, or why jewelry? Why did you go into this niche?
Yeah. So I've always wanted to have my own brand, because like, being a designer, I was like, I can do everything. I can do, like, say, the branding, the marketing, the website. I just need like a product or something. So when we went into lockdown in England in April 2020, obviously I had so much time in your hands, didn't you? Like, everyone was just like watching Netflix and stuff. And I was like, no, I'm going to spend this time building this brand. And I didn't even know what I was going to do then. At one point, I was going to do phone cases. I was going to start selling like art prints. Like, there was so many things that I was going to do. And then the jewelry just kind of clicked. And I was like, that's a viable option. So I just started buying like the kit, like the stuff you need, like the presses and stuff. And I just got absolutely obsessed with it, to the point of where I was like, right, this is it. And then there was, I mean, a lot of things went wrong. Like, there was so many times I was like having breakdowns, because I was like, oh, it's like, you think you're getting there and then something will go wrong. And that just happened all the time. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. Like I said, I always want to start a brand, but the jewelry was just kind of like random. I don't know, it was just kind of.
But how did it click? Did you read an article somewhere, or how did you, like, how can it click if you're not in this niche?
I was spitballing spitballing ideas with my girlfriend at the time. And I think she might have said the jewelry. And I was like, that's such a sick idea, because I've always liked wearing jewelry. So it was something that I always liked anyway. And I knew what was good and what wasn't good. So I kind of had like a good understanding of what people would want to buy. So yeah, but I know it is really random. Like, people would say it to me, they'd be like, how did you even think of that? And I was like, I don't know. Just kind of, it's like the design, it just kind of came to us. I don't know.
So brainstorming helped.
Yeah, brainstorming. I went through 100 different ideas of what I was going to sell. Like, the most common is people do clothing brands, but it's like, it's too overdone. It's too saturated. So yeah, it's like jewelry. Let's go.
And so you are making it by yourself completely, or you have some manufacturing facilities somewhere?
Yeah. So I started doing it all handcrafted. That was the kind of niche. And then, like, that's what I was saying about with problems. It was just so time consuming. Like, there's some of the ones, like, there's like 3 or 4 of them in the first collection that were all hand created. But then the other ones I had to get, it would have took, I still wouldn't have launched now if I was making them all by hand still. So I had to get a manufacturing partner and stuff like that and work with them with the designs. But yeah.
So you design them first online, or you just make them?
It's
What
a
is the process?
Yeah. It was a bit of a back and forth, because, like I say, I didn't have a clue where to start. So I kind of just did my research and found a few good manufacturers and then spoke to them. and then just go back and forth with ideas, and then get costings, and then and then go into production. And just that's kind of how it went about.
So if I understood correctly, so they are producing it, or you're producing it too?
No. So the first few are made by hand, but it was just taken. It just took too long. Like it would take us like 3 hours to make one pendant, and it's just it was exhausting. So I had to like, because I had to take myself out, and I was like, if it's going to be a business, you have to think like a business, and you need a manufacturer. You need like, I needed stock, and I couldn't have done it in time, because I think I ended up launching with like 250 chains. That would have took me a year easy to do, probably longer, and that's just making the chains, not even doing everything else. So so
it's a new brand. You started in summer 2021. Are you already making money of it?
I have,
if it's not a secret,
I have broken even on it. I put a lot of money into it, and I've just said broke even. But that, I knew that was going to happen. It takes a long time to get to that level. But now I'm at that level to where anything I'm making from now is profit. When I say it's profit, the thing is that it's just getting all put back straight back into the business. I haven't took any money out of it. I've just kind of, as soon as if I make sales, I just put that money straight back into the business, like pushing it, and just because I think that's how a lot of brands fizzle. They'll get a good chunk of money, and then they'll just spend that money like on themselves, and it's like, you've got to just keep putting it back in the business, keep putting it back in, until you get to a point to where then you can start taking your dividends out and stuff like that. But yeah, at the moment, it's just going straight back into it. It's like a passion project. So
you kind of have achieved the zero from which you can, in the nearest future, start making some money.
Absolutely. This year, this is the year where I'm going to try and really push it and get it out there. Not just e-commerce based, like actually in stores. Like that's the goal. So yeah, that's the plan.
So you can send to absolutely any country, right?
Yeah, anywhere. Yeah.
So even for example, customers in Russia can find your website and order.
Yeah.
I think we will leave a link in the info box, and if somebody needs a nice gift, they can order on your website. Do you do jewelry only for men or for women also?
It's unisex. The percentages are, what is it? It's like 73% of my customers are males, but that there is still a good percentage that is females that do wear them, because I do different size chains. So the men tend to like the 60 centimeter, which are a bit longer, and then the women prefer the 50 centimeter. Obviously, typically have smaller necks, things like that. So yeah, I've sold quite a few to women, but it is predominantly men. But they're going to be what like I say, the unisex. I created them being unisex, so anyone can wear them.
Do you have a lot of competitors in the UK? How does this market look like there?
Yes and no. Like the ears, but I feel like what we're doing it differently. We I think there's a lot of stuff out there that it's I've bought a lot of me competitors, like I've bought their jewelry to see what it looked like, and a lot of it was tarnished or snapped or just, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not intimidated by it one little bit. I just need time, because they've been around for years, and I'm just starting. I'm like, give us a few years, and I think I'll run the show with it all. So that's the goal.
So in what you saw in the jewelries that you were buying, you always saw something that you didn't satisfy you, so you wanted to produce your brand, which will fill in all the gaps.
Absolutely. Like it's quality jewelry, but for a reasonable price, and there should be no reason that it shouldn't be that way. Like there's so many jewelry brands similar to mine that their markup must be insane. Like the money they charge for what the product is, it's like, it's ridiculous. Whereas I priced mine so it probably is the cheapest you could get for the quality you're getting. But because that's, I'm like that. I'm not greedy with it. I'd rather they be out in the world than me have 200 of them because I've put them for £100 each. Like, I'd rather sell them cheaper and then get them out into the world, because then that's how people talk about them. And you know, like, you can have the best thing in the world, but unless everyone knows about it, it's not. So that was kind of my thought process with it. I was like, decent price, but make the quality the best about. So
do you think that in 5 years you will have the same vision for your brand, or your price strategy can change?
I don't know. That's interesting. That I don't know really. I don't know. I don't really have a 5-year plan with it. I kind of just go day to day. I'm a day to day person, but I mean, I would love to think that it'd be booming by then. That would be everywhere in a different. I want my end goal. I want to make watches. Like, that's what I would love to do with it. Make it into a watch brand, but obviously making chains and pendants a lot easier than watches. So start with that and then hopefully progress into that. But yeah, that's the goal. That's what I'd love to do.
Well, basically now in your life there are 3 things that we know about. Of course there are more things. I mean, YouTube, your brand, and design. And I don't know if 24 hours a day is enough to do all those things. So how does your day look like when you try to combine all those areas?
Stressful.
So
Very stressful.
What time do you wake up, and like how does it look like?
Yeah, I like the whole of last year, I was pretty much like 5 hours sleep every night. It was just, I would, get up early, go and do my job, my 9 to 5 job as a designer, and then as soon as I finish, like I say, train, and then straight working till easy midnight 1. And I did that for ages. And I mean, it's not great for you, but I think you've got to, because if not, like, you've got to just graft, just get your head down and work. So, but yeah, at the minute it's a lot more like balanced at the moment, because I'm kind of building something to where I'm building an infrastructure where it's not just me anymore. I've got like a few people who help us with a lot of new stuff. So it's nice because it alleviates the pressure from myself. And although I'm not making like as much money because of it, in the long term, it'll be worth it, I think. Because it's not sustainable to you're essentially like working 2 jobs every day, and it's like you can't do that forever. You've got to take a step back sometimes and delegate, and so that's what I'm doing at the moment. That's kind of the plan for this year.
Your brand, the work on your brand you're delegating, not YouTube, not design, but the brand.
Design. I've got like a little partnership going on with that, and then the jewelry, someone's going to help us with the jewelry as well. So I'm gonna YouTube's all mine. No one could do that but me, because it's like like I said, I have to record it, and I love editing it. I have no problem. Like this next video I'm going to upload, like I think I'm going to upload it on Saturday. Kind of explains what's been going on the last six months, because there's been a few things going on, like in personal life, that's kind of stopped us from doing YouTube. But now that's all sorted, and now I can like I want to upload every week. Then I want to just keep going with it, just keep going, because I love it, absolutely love it. So
I think that's everything that I had here. I have covered. Is there something that I didn't ask you, but you wanted to share and I didn't touch it?
I don't know. Right? No, I think you're doing great there. And it was really detailed. It was awesome. I really appreciate you taking the time to ask us them questions. But yeah, no, I just think let's hopefully we can do it again in a year's time, and we've moved on massively. 100,000 subscribers. That's what I want next. So
in a month's time.
Yeah, stranger things have happened. You don't know, do you? Let's see.
I would like to ask you in the end because it seems like a small thing that you have done, like change your life a little bit during 6 months, but some people live their lives and they're so much into this routine and they're not able to even, I personally am not sure if I can do the 6 months challenge, because I will be always distracted and, you know, not motivated and maybe depressed, because maybe for you, you don't see it as a big thing, but I think it's an achievement, these 6 months that you have done. Can you say something motivational for people who would like to improve their life during 6 months? How to approach it, how to find power, how not to get depressed, like time and everything?
Yeah, I just think it's like, all I can do is say from my personal experience, because like I say, I don't know what makes other people click and tick, but I just 100% think you just need to, like, writing it down is probably the biggest thing. I can't stress it enough. Like, write it down, write what you want to do down, so then it's always in front of you. Because if you see something every day, you remind, like, you're like, right, that's thing. And like I say, life happens. Like, sometimes you do feel like down, a bit depressed and like anxious and stuff, but everything passes. Like, that too shall pass. Like, I always say that to myself, like, that too shall pass, because it always does. Like, you're always going to just get back on track. You've just got to, like I say, I know it's easy said than done, but just because you have a bad day doesn't mean you've got a bad life. You just got to just keep going, just keep pushing, and you'll always get there in the end. You will. And if you haven't, it's because you just haven't pushed. You just keep pushing. Like, you would get there. But what I would 100% recommend, if 6 months seems daunting, which I do understand, just literally do a week of like routine or goals. And even if it's just like a snippet of a bigger goal, like, say if he says, oh, if I just do that this week, that'll help us get to there. And then just do it like that, because I do understand 6 months can seem very daunting. Like, half a year is such a long time. So I think in smaller bite-sized like times might seem less overwhelming for people, maybe. So that's what I would say, probably.
Just keep doing it, even small steps, but just continue, and eventually you will be there.
Absolutely, just keep pushing. And I don't want to seem insensitive there, because I know like a lot of people have stuff going on in their life, but that's all I would do. That's all I do. Like, I just push, keep pushing, keep going.
And what like, you have done successfully.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Have you ever done an interview like that?
No, probably no. I wouldn't say so.
It's the first one.
Time. I'd say so. Yeah.
You know, I'm worrying a little bit, because I usually work with Americans, and I got used to their pronunciation, so I don't have too much of the experience with the way you speak. But now I understand you, so I hope it will be okay. I don't work a lot with the UK, but you understand me. I hope I will understand you. But
absolutely, I understand you. What happens is, I think people from the northeast of England, they speak so fast. So I'm gonna speak a bit slower, because sometimes it's like, it's a lot. It's hard to understand. I appreciate that.
Great, so it's recording. I hope everything is fine, because it will be great to discover that it wasn't recorded after 30 minutes, for example. But you know, the things happen. Okay.
It does.
So let's start with the challenge. Okay.